friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. This is Katie, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here and hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're back, of course, welcome back to you as well. Tonight we're going to be doing a WIP and Chat. WIP stands for work in progress, and chat means, well, we're just going to chat and catch up a little bit. So feel free to pull out whatever project you'd like to work on, whether it's something crafty related, or maybe I'm keeping you company in the car, around the house. Maybe you're actually watching the video. I know most people don't do that, but hey, whatever works for you. But I'm just, really looking forward to sitting down and chatting with you guys tonight. So let me give you a quick rundown of all of the stats. This is actually, you guys are getting to do another new start with me this week. This one is all kitted up, but I haven't put any drills down. So just like my last WIP and Chat, you're gonna get to be a part of that with me. This is, well, why don't you take a guess first? And I'll tell you when I fill you in on why I'm doing this kit right now in a little bit. But look at all the pinks and yellows, and I think that'll give you a hint. Pen-wise, this is a brand new pen that I just got from, oh, what is their actual name on Etsy? They have like two different names. One is O'Brien diamond painting pens, and the others I think maybe just handmade diamond painting pens. I'll link their Etsy shop below in the description. But look at this one, you guys. It's pink dragon scales. Like, if you're new here, like two of my favorite things, pink and dragons. So when my friend Jacqueline or Jamie or both of them sent this blank to me, they're like, did you see that someone has a pink dragon pen? I was like, if I had, do you think that I wouldn't have it already? And, you know, couldn't hit add to cart fast enough. So I do need to load this one up. This is the Sakura pink tray, I believe, from Unimade. I think this is the Sakura pink. I have like 4 pink trays from them in different shades. This is the minder of choice tonight. No, it doesn't match my kit, but it's just so darn cute. Like, I have to use it. This is from Agnes Little Minders, and I love her. These are handmade polymer clay minders, and I'm obsessed. When she restocked these rainbow ones, I had to have it. I am using Not Your Mama's Mud in my single placer. This is a new scent that I just got recently. This is Nana's Creamy Citrus Concoction. And then this is from my recent Canada haul. This is Scented Putty. I'm gonna try this in my multi-placer. This is Strawberry Champagne Scented, and I believe the name of the shop is Sensible by Design. I will link all of these shops down in the description below so that you can take a look if any of these are catching your interest. So, how are you doing today? Bear with me for a moment while I load up my pen. I hope you're doing really, really well. Today is Sunday, so this is a little bit later than, well, not necessarily later than I would normally record. I've been trying to record my WIP and Chats on Fridays or Saturdays. It just didn't work out that way this time, which is completely fine. So yeah, today is Sunday, which if you're in the United States or some other countries also celebrate Mother's Day today. And I apologize, off the top of my head, I don't remember which other countries are celebrating Mother's Day today. But if you're celebrating, you know, whatever motherhood has looked like for you, today I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to you. And that includes those of you for whom Mother's Day just evokes a lot of complicated emotions. I know that feeling very well myself. We had trouble getting pregnant with both of our kids, and so I understand well the very mixed emotions that can come with something like Mother's Day. So just know that I'm here for you. If it's been a tough one, and I'm here for you even if it hasn't been a tough one. So, sorry, a really quick drink. I'm going to be hydrating a lot because, well, I'm stuck in kind of a rebound headache cycle that I'll kind of explain where that's coming from in a minute. So, oh, you know what I didn't mention? This washi tape is from Simply Gilded. I'm so completely hooked on Simply Gilded washi tape. I've tried a lot of different brands of washi tape, and whilst yes, Simply Gilded is more expensive than, for example, what you can get on Amazon or at like a dollar store or Daiso or whatever, like there is such a distinct difference. And for me, it, you know, it works really well to use it on diamond paintings because like when my hands are moving over the surface, like of these, like when I'm reaching past it, you know, the cheap washi tape will just want to lift right off the canvas. And I like that the Simply Gilded sticks really nicely. It's really like soft and silky to the touch. I like this washi tape a lot. So this kit that I have decided to work on, this is, actually, hold on, let me do this differently. This is Time to Spare, which, if you're not familiar, I actually have the sticker handy. It is this Rapunzel piece from this brand new artist at Diamond Art Club, Sarah Mustafa. And it has round drills. It's 56 by 69 centimeters. Oh, here's an even like bigger and better picture. Yes, I have both of these nearby. Look how cute that is. So for a couple of reasons, I kitted this one up and I'm starting on it. Let me first grab a color and I will chat, which by the way, look at this color spread. Look at all those pinks and yellows. This has 56 colors. It has quite a lot. This tray is really, really heavy. I managed to fit all 56 in one Elizabeth Ward tray. Minor gripe, such a first world problem, but like, I like that Diamond Art Club switched to like the pre-cut stickers, but oh my gosh, they do not want to stick to these containers. It's kind of a pain. Like I'm going back through and pushing them down all the time. I think someone said that they did that because they wanted it to leave less residue on the containers. And I'm like, I don't care about the residue. Like I can get that off myself, but like if the stickers aren't sticking, I'm being grumpy. Anyway, so color, I said I was gonna grab a color. Here we go. So why am I starting on this piece? Okay, I finished Red Fox. So I started Red Fox from True Artist Diamond Painting in last week's WIP and Chat. And that worked up pretty quickly. The post review for that will be going up this week. Uh-oh, does this not want to pick up? Did I not load this well? That post review will be going up this week. It's filmed, I just need to edit it together. I really, really enjoyed working on that piece. And by the way, if you are sleeping on True Artist Diamond Painting, you need to head on over there and check them out like yesterday. I'll say as much. You'll hear me gush over them in the post review, but I am really, really impressed with what I'm seeing from them so far. They're a brand new diamond painting company with licensed artwork. And, you know, they're licensing, you know, artists that aren't licensed anywhere else. And they have a mission that it's pretty similar to Distracted by Diamonds. Actually, they have kind of a similar approach and everything. And you guys know I love me some Distracted by Diamonds. This needs just a little more putty, I think. Okay. And the owner over there, her name is Grace. She's very, very sweet. And it seems like they're adding new kits relatively often. And I'm excited. I'm here for it. I'll definitely be purchasing from them again. I'm just, I'm trying not to impulse buy because all of these companies that I love are coming out with kits that I want to work on. And I have some really, really big projects coming up. I've mentioned before that, so back last summer, like just a few months after I'd started diamond painting, I've been diamond painting for just over a year. But last summer was when I was really like kind of going down the rabbit hole and sort of discovering all the different things that you can do with diamond painting, like outside of the just, you know, buying a kit from Diamond Art Club or one of these other like bigger name companies in the States. And I kind of immediately was drawn to some of the like more large scale projects. So last summer I had decided, you know, I'm gonna have like a little diamond painting bucket list for myself. Someday I want to work on one of the massive Josephine wall kits from Diamond Painting Deutschland. And their Josephine wall kits have tons of colors. Like the fewest colors that I've seen those kits have is like 150, you know, 100 and something. And the most that I've seen some of them have is like over 300. It's kind of bonkers. So the one that I had done from them, so anyway, I added that to my bucket list, and in October actually ordered a kit from Diamond Painting Deutschland and spent a few months working on it and completed it. Was that in February maybe? Anyway, I did a post review. I have a whole playlist that's dedicated to that particular kit. But that was like one of two major bucket list items. The other is to convert a Heaven and Earth Designs cross-stitch pattern to a diamond painting on a blank canvas. My friend Lindsay did this over at Life with Lindsay. That was really, really cool to see her work on. She worked on a Hannah Lynn Heaven and Earth Designs and, you know, did the whole process of converting it to a diamond painting. Definitely go and check out her channel and see. She just put up a post review for that piece recently. And I knew that I had, you know, some other things on my sort of to-do list for the year. So I kind of thought, okay, maybe in the second half of 2021, I'll look at converting a Heaven and Earth Designs chart to a diamond painting. Well, Haid, Heaven and Earth Designs, had a big sale on their charts a few weeks back. They were 50% off, and so I actually bought a few charts then and promptly sent over one to Cooper Diamond Art, which you can either source just drills from them, or you can actually send them like the floss usage chart for a Haid cross stitch chart, and they'll get you a canvas and the drills for it and give you like a full quote. So I did that. And let's just say I don't really do things halfway. The project that I decided to tackle is massive. It's absolutely outrageous. As soon as I saw the artwork, I was like, I want to work on that. That is gonna be like my lifetime project. I really don't know how long it's going to take me, but suffice it to say that it's going to be large enough that when I was talking with, I believe Brandy is her name, the owner at Cooper Diamonds, when I was, you know, messaging with her, and I said, do you think that we could split this blank canvas into panels so that I'm not attempting to maneuver around this massive, massive blank canvas? And so she's like, actually, yeah, we can totally do that. And, you know, it won't cost any extra and all of that. And so she's splitting this into 4 panels for me, and each of the panels is going to be like 70 by 90 centimeters. So I'm so excited. But I'm having really similar emotions to when I ordered that giant Josephine wall canvas, where I was like, what was I thinking? And then I'm so glad I worked on that project. I'm actually waiting to see, there's a particular kit that the owner at Diamond Painting Deutschland knows that I actually do want to get if and when it comes back in stock. So like, yeah, I enjoyed that enough that I actually want to do another one of those. So like I said, when I decide I'm gonna do something, I dive in with both feet. So I'll keep you guys posted. I ordered that project from Cooper Diamonds it was not quite a month ago yet, but there's, you know, kind of a long turnaround time because they have to order it from their suppliers in China, and then wait for them to come in and inventory everything for you and then send it out. Make sure they can put it all together for you. So it's fine. I'm really not in a huge rush because I didn't necessarily see myself starting that project until after my event is over. At least the video part of the event with Jessica is over. So I'm not in a huge rush. Speaking of that event, I was really happy to get my first video, my first contribution to the series up this past weekend. And if you haven't had the chance to check it out and you're curious, it was a video that was just all about how to go about ordering a custom of an old master's kit. And I hope that it was helpful. It was actually a really helpful learning experience for myself. And there's something that you don't want to miss in that video. So definitely go and take a listen and make sure you listen till the end for some instructions for fun things. By the way, I am so stoked about some of the small shops that we've been able to partner with for this event. And there may or may not be a prize coming from a really fabulous pin shop who I cannot name, but maybe rhymes with Daisy Liver Tud Learning. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be super fun. I'm excited. I really thought that Jessica's video from week 1 was so helpful and informative. And, you know, like I've mentioned before, even if you don't really have the means or the desire to necessarily participate with us in the event as far as like getting a kit for yourself, I, you know, would recommend like still take a look at the videos, because I think there's still really helpful information in there that you can use in other projects that you work on, not just diamond painting. So that's been really fun. I feel like this is the first event that I've ever been a part of hosting and putting on, and I'm really loving it a lot. It's been a lot of fun, and Jessica is an absolute dream to work with. Our brains operate very similarly, so that helps. So the reason that I'm working on this particular painting right now is for a couple of reasons. I mentioned before, I'm trying to really stretch out the old masters related canvases that I have to work on, because I want to have them sort of ongoing throughout the event. I don't want to just only work on those and then sort of power through them and then be done with them with 2 months left to go in our event. I don't know if that would happen, but the other reason that I'm working on this one, well, so for that, but I already have I have a second kit that I had started anyway. I shared it on Instagram yesterday, but I went ahead and started the kit Guys from Diamond Shop and the artist Anna Dittman. It's a really, really beautiful piece. I saw one of my diamond painting friends complete it last fall, and it's not a piece that I ever would have personally probably thought to order for myself. When I saw her complete that and was so blown away with how it had turned out and how just stunning and incredible the end result was with the rendering, I immediately was like, well, that's going on my wish list. And it's, oh my goodness, it is a dream to work up. It's going really, really smoothly. The only thing that I'm running into is that I'm having a hard time working on it when I'm using a direct overhead light. So basically, like when I work in the evenings and I'm at my kitchen table or my desk and I have an overhead lamp, I'm having a little bit of a hard time making out some of the symbols, and I'm trying not to strain my eyes right now because, as I mentioned, I'm in this rebound headache cycle. So I decided, I was like, well, I don't want to just turn around and work on Miranda in the evenings, because this is when I get most of my work done, like the most amount of time spent diamond painting. And like, I don't want to turn around and work on Miranda, because then it'll go faster than I want to. So I thought, well, I'll kit up a third project. Why not? And to be honest, ever since I unboxed this kit, which was just last week, was that just last week? Was that 2 weeks ago? Ever since I unboxed this kit, I was like, I want to work on her so bad. The colors are a really nice change from the colors that are in Guys, which is lots of like blacks and dark blues and grays. It's really, really beautiful, but there's no really vibrant colors. There's certainly no like yellow and pink. There's a tiny bit of a blush pink. And frankly, Miranda the Tempest is mostly like really muted colors as well, lots of grays and blues. So I just needed a little bit of bright color to add to the mix so I don't burn out. Sorry, I'm taking lots of breaks to hydrate because, okay, why do I have a rebound headache? Because if you listened to my WIP and Chat last week, you heard me mention that I was getting I was recovering from having gotten my second COVID vaccine, and then had just a really terrible cold that like my body couldn't fight off because it was my first time being sick in a year. It just completely wiped me out. My immune system was already down from like having the shot. And then I promptly started what women start once a month. And so I was taking Advil nearly round the clock for almost 2 weeks because I was in that much pain and that much discomfort. And so inevitably, like, I ended up in the cycle of a rebound headache. And that's, if you're not familiar, like a rebound headache happens like when your body gets used to a certain medication or a certain like medication that relieves headaches, like Advil or Tylenol, or even like caffeine, because caffeine can alleviate headaches. It's when your body has gotten used to that and then you take it away, and then you get a rebound headache because your body is like, wait, how do I regulate this so you don't have headaches again? Normally I'm really, really careful about this kind of thing. Like I don't get slammed with things back to back like this that require pain management, or at least I'm able to sort of mix it up by like doing Advil and Tylenol, like alternating so that my body doesn't, I don't know, get used to the one thing. I'm sorry, I like can't find colors and talk at the same time. So just a sec. Where are you, Arrow? There we are. So anyway, this isn't something that I've had to deal with for a really long time. It's like, it's almost as painful as my migraines are, which any fellow migraine sufferers. But I'm not wanting to take anything, because if I take anything, that just kind of prolongs the inevitable rebound headache. So it just got really bad today. I noticed, because I was like, why do I keep having this just incessant piercing, pounding headache like right behind my eyes? Like it's almost like a migraine, but it's like, it's not. Feels a little bit different from that. And then I realized, I was like, oh, because I was taking medicine like a lot over the past couple weeks. So if you hear me just generally sounding a little more muted, that's because I'm just trying to take it easy. I didn't even, like I'm not even wearing, I normally like clip a little like mic on like a headband to my head. Fun fact, fun behind the scenes on YouTube things, because that helps me get more consistent audio and a little bit better audio than I can get on my phone's native speaker. But I didn't even want to put that on my head tonight because it's sensitive enough. I was like, I don't want a headband like exerting pressure on like my head and that part of my head for, you know, however long this WIP and Chat goes. So hopefully, you know, hopefully the audio is still not too unbalanced or anything like that. But I've heard a couple people now recommend magnesium as a supplement to sort of help with headaches, and I've heard that that can help with sleep as well. So I may try adding that in and just see if that can get me through the next couple of days and sort of get me back to the baseline. But so today, as I mentioned, is Mother's Day, at least where I am. And it was, to be honest, it was fairly uneventful. I love my husband so very dearly, but just he knows and I know at this point in our marriage, we've been married for 11 years next month. At this point, I just know like gift giving is not one of his particular fortes. There's lots of really other wonderful things about him. So essentially, when it comes to occasions that I would get gifts for, I tend to just claim it for myself and be like, hey, I was thinking that I would get this. Can I get this and call it my birthday gift from you? from you? Like the new kitchen dishes that we got recently was actually something that I had told him. I was like, can this be my birthday gift from you? And that works for us. That wouldn't work for everyone, but it works for us, and it saves a lot of it saves a lot of bitterness and a lot of resentment and that sort of thing. It's not a big deal. But what I did do is I got up this morning and kind of got ready and everything, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna go get out of the house for a bit, and do just a little bit of social distance shopping, but like kid-free, and that's going to be my little Mother's Day outing for myself. And so I did that, and that was nice. I just went to Home Goods and Joann's and Marshall's and just browsed. I picked up a couple things because you can't walk into those stores and like walk out empty-handed. That'd be like walking into Target and walking out empty-handed. So that was really nice to get a little outing, and then picked up Starbucks because yes, I am that basic. And you know what? I love what I love. Starbucks is a nice treat. And so I picked up Starbucks on the way home. And then this afternoon, I just shamelessly was like, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap. And he's like, okay, go enjoy. Not that I can't do that on days that aren't Mother's Day, but it's, I felt very, very guilt-free about it. I was like, I'm gonna, find some things to do for myself for Mother's Day. Something else that I had talked with him about was I'd been researching and trying to look into some alternatives for just ways that I can make things like video editing easier. Right now, I do all of my filming and editing and all of the things on my phone. It works fine, but for example, I use iMovie for editing because that comes free on iPhones, but it has really limited functionality on the phone versus like an iPad or a computer. So I had like done all my research and, had looked into, cost and the different things that it can do, and just had decided, okay, I think this makes enough sense that it's worth me mentioning, to like going ahead and bringing up to Adam. And so yesterday, or Friday, I brought up, I said, okay, I have this thought I want to run by you. And I said, I wonder if you might be open to the idea of me getting an iPad, something that would let me edit videos a little more easily and is easy to, real easier to work with for things like keeping up with chat and lives and responding to comments and stuff like that. And just, it's, more portable and all of that, blah, blah, blah. And he just kind of like looked at me sideways and kind of smirked a little bit. And he was like, okay, so let's talk. He's like, I've been waiting for you to bring up something like this for a little while. And I said, really? And he's like, yeah. So I have a computer that's just like a PC laptop, but to be totally honest, like it's been quite literally falling to pieces for a long time. But I've been powering through because I'm like, I don't want to spend that kind of money to like replace it or anything, but like the screen is cracked. Something is happening like internally where like it's literally starting to like expand a little bit. Like the keyboard literally like has like a little hump in it. I don't know what's happening, but I'm afraid like someday it's just gonna explode or something. So if you're wondering why I'm slow to reply to comments, that's one reason. That computer is just, anyway. So we're talking through it and he's talking, because he's tech savvy. So he's talking and asking like, okay, so what are the things that you want to be able to do? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, editing, responding to comments. So I'd probably want to maybe get like a little external keyboard or something. And he goes, Katie, why don't you just replace your computer? Why don't you look at getting a MacBook? And I was like, okay, hold up. I came into this conversation like gearing up to see like if I could talk you into a like $300 purchase for a tablet, like an iPad, and like the MacBook Airs, like the cheapest kind of standard MacBooks are like $800. Sorry, I talk very, very freely about money. I know some people find that to be incredibly impolite, but I just don't have the stigma around it. So I was like, well, if you're open to looking into something like that, and I believe it can be written off as like a business expense, like in a completely non-shady way, I was like, I guess we can look into that. And so we did. And I was a little bit nervous because I've always, like for my personal computer, I've always had a PC. I've worked with Macs before, like in college, like most of the computers, that would be available in the music library and stuff were Macs. And I don't know, like I had to learn some functionality and how to use Macs, but it's not what I personally learned on and have worked with for the longest time. So I'm a little nervous for that learning curve, but I hope that it'll be okay. So I did end up ordering, I ordered a refurb from the Apple website to save some money. And they guarantee them and everything, like they're all fully inspected, and anything that's defective or wonky is replaced before they sell it. It still comes with a warranty and everything, but that should be coming this week, and that's my Mother's Day gift. Slash like setting aside some YouTube money, because genuinely my main motivation for that is to be able to edit videos more easily and just make them feel even more seamless, and I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I hope that it'll just improve my quality overall. So that will be fun. If you are a Mac user or have made the switch from PC to Mac and you have any tips to share, feel free to do so, because we'll see how this goes. I bet there's, you know what? I bet there's a YouTube video for that. There's a YouTube video for anything. Speaking of YouTube videos for anything, YouTube videos were the reason that I was able to get my Instagram account back, I think. I talked about this in detail in my live last week. Sorry, another drink. I talked about this a little bit in my live. A little bit, no, I gave like the whole story. In my live last week about what happened with my Instagram account. What it comes down to is that Instagram as a platform has had an influx of a lot of spam lately, and so I guess they've been cracking down on it. And Instagram just has like bots that, you know, basically crawl the platform and look for things that trigger them, and then they automatically handle it. Like if they see something that they believe is questionable, then the bot just catches it and your account's disabled, or, you know, whatever other punishment they dole out. And so it was a whole thing. Basically, it is what I thought it was. What I mentioned in my WIP and Chat last week, where I think it was changing the link in my bio to a link tree. And I know, tons of people have them. And I just have this working theory that like anyone that has already had it in their profile for a while, like somehow that's not necessarily triggering it, but that's not what happened to one of my friends. One of my friends had it in her profile for like 6 months, and then Instagram froze her account and told her, you can't use your account again until you change this link because it's spam. She's like, well, it's not spam, but yes, I'll change it. Anyway, they didn't do that to mine. They just flat disabled my account. But as I'm frantically researching, I did find a couple of different YouTube videos that both suggested the same way of actually being able to get in touch with a real person and get help. And I think that is what did it. So I'm very, very, very grateful that I have that Instagram account back. It would have been fine. It would have been fine. But I was concerned that just some of my like affiliate relationships or, you know, other potential partnerships would be affected by that. But I was ready to pick up and start over ultimately if that's what I would have needed to do. I'm really grateful that I did not though, because that just, the idea of that was very overwhelming. Grab another color. This is going quick. This has some multi-placing in it, so it's zipping along. The thing that's taken me the longest is just finding my next color each time. You know, when you start a new kit and you just sort of have to get used to like where the colors are in your tray. that's the phase that I'm in. So not any pinks in this section just yet. We're in the bottom corner. Like this is her glowy hair. You can see those like pretty pale yellow ABs that I just put in. Those will be really pretty. This upcoming week, I have a lot going on in my personal life in particular. So this video is going up tomorrow, which is Monday for you. So for you, today, Monday, we have an IEP meeting for Micah, my youngest. We are meeting with the preschool team to go over all of the results of his assessment with them and discuss what services he qualifies for and what we actually do want to move forward with him doing. And they sent over the preliminary, like the initial report that summarizes all of their findings of all of the different assessments that they did. And it was a lot. I'm not gonna get into it right this second just because I feel like I could open that can of worms right now, but I really would like to talk with the team first and really unpack it some more with them and get a sense for what we want to do next. Because it was a lot. it was a lot. I'll be really curious to hear what they are going to go ahead and suggest, and particularly how quickly that could start. Since when we did this for Connor, because we've done this whole preschool assessment process with Connor as well. He basically, once we signed off on the IEP, he like basically started services immediately. They don't make you wait until the next school year. So we'll see. I'll give you guys an update on that next week. Along with that, I got a message from Connor's kindergarten teacher, and she was asking, she's like, okay, we need to go ahead and meet for Connor's transitional meeting to talk about first grade. She's like, are you free on Tuesday? And I was like, sure, why not? Let's do back-to-back IEP meetings. Micah's on Monday, Connor's on Tuesday. Along with that, Micah has his 6-month checkup with the ENT tomorrow, Monday. He has tubes in his ears. He has since shortly after his first birthday because he has recurring double ear infections. And after they did the procedure, the ENT was like, okay, we'll just check in every 6 months. So we're meeting with the ENT tomorrow for that checkup. These are never pleasant because Micah has such awful associations with doctors' offices at this point because he was in and out of them so much as a kid with the ear infections and with the checkups, and just we've had a really hard time giving this kid a chance to have a positive experience with the doctor's office. And now he just gets upset as soon as we go into one because he knows, like, oh, this is the place where they look in my ears, which, you know, again, I think he just has such an association with pain from that. So I actually somewhat suspect that Micah may, in spite of having tubes, I suspect that he may have an ear infection right now. He's been really sensitive about his ears, like at bath time the past few days, and he had the same cold that we all had when Connor brought it home, and historically, like, whenever Micah would get a cold, he would get an ear infection. Even with tubes, like he has had 2 doubled ear infections since he got tubes in his ears. So he definitely inherited my husband's ear issues. Like Adam still has problems with his ears to this day, and he can't go underwater when he's swimming unless he has like special plugs in his ears, or he gets like just awful ear infections because fluid gets stuck in there. It's a mess. We are a hot mess over here. So I'm really curious to see when we go to the ENT tomorrow if he happens to say like, oh yeah, look, he's got an ear infection. Or I also think it's possible that Micah's tubes may have fallen out because at the last 6-month checkup, the ENT had said, he's like, it's possible that these tubes are going to fall out before his next checkup. This is, I guess, what happens with kids that have tubes in their ears, is that eventually they outgrow them, and the tubes almost always just fall out on their own. And often, like, you'll walk into their bedroom and like see the tube like laying on their bed, like it'll fall out in their sleep when they're laying on their side. I haven't noticed, but Micah has lots of snuggly blankets and stuffed animals in his bed, so it's entirely possible that like it just fell on the floor and got vacuumed up, or ended up in the laundry. So I have no idea if Micah even still has those tubes in his ears, so we'll find out. I guess the way that it works is that once the tubes fall out, we wait and see if they've basically like outgrown the ear infections, because I guess that's a thing, is that as kids' bodies like grow and mature, usually then like whatever is happening in the inner ear like tend to grow out of that like anatomical issue. But if he's like his dad, like that's not going to happen. So if he continues to have recurring ear infections, or if those start up again, then I think they sometimes will put tubes in again. we'll see. We will see. Then, also happening this week, Connor has his 6-month dentist checkup, and I'm a total nut about taking my kids to the dentist when they're due for their checkups, because both of my kids inherited my teeth, which are garbage. And even though like we have been in this routine of brush, floss, fluoride every night for forever, my kids still end up with cavities. No, they don't. I'm a nut even about like sugar with them. They don't get juice. They don't get like sticky candy or just candy in general. But it doesn't matter. Like that's a thing, I guess, that some people have like a higher acidity in their mouth or something and are just significantly more cavity prone. I was that way as a kid as well. Again, my parents, oh yeah, that happened. Brush, floss, fluoride, super consistent every single night, and didn't matter. I still have a mouthful of fillings and a crown, and ay. So all this to say, Connor goes back to the dentist this week, and I hope that we have a good report, because brush, floss, fluoride every single stinking night. So yeah, this week is going to be absolutely busy, crazy busy. When it rains, it pours. That's like something you guys hear from me a lot. As far as videos go, I will have the post review for Red Fox coming. I'm still working on my Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Diamond Painting that's been requested, especially because I've seen lots of new faces, lots of people saying in the comments things like, I'm brand new to diamond painting, and hi, if you're brand new to diamond painting and you're watching this video and made it this far, like, yay, welcome. You're as into it as we are. I love it. I feel like diamond painting really is one of those crafts where so many people, it's like once they start, they're all in. I was that way. I'd be curious to hear if anyone else here was that way as well, where you immediately wanted all the accessories, you wanted all of the kits you could get your hands on, you start watching YouTube videos and discover Instagram, the Instagram community. It's fun. This is an addictive and fun hobby for that kind of thing. But yeah, so for videos this week, I'll have that coming. I have a couple of kits that have just been like sitting by the front door that I am thinking I want to unbox with you guys soon. I just have been waiting for a good time and like a gap in the content that I'm putting up. And this past week, I really was wanting to put my mental margin and my work and my time into putting up my video for Saturday for the series. And I'm glad that I did that, because you guys can laugh at / with me on this. I filmed for that video on Thursday night, and I was like, I feel like there's something missing from this video, and I was like, you know what, I'll sleep on it, I'll come back to it tomorrow. And came back to it the next day and woke up in the morning and immediately was like, I didn't say what the prize was. I filmed like the requirements to enter. Like I said, like, okay, to enter for the giveaway this week, say this in the comments. And then I didn't say anything about what the prize was for, what the prize was. So I had to set up like all of my stuff and try to like get the same angle on my camera with my kit set up and everything. So if you really want to, go back and watch that video and go to the part where I talk about the giveaway and you'll see that the angle shifts. You'll see where I had to like refilm and insert that in. But all that to say, like this week, like this upcoming Saturday will be for week 3, like that video will be on Jessica's channel. She's Tiny Worlds of Wonder, by the way, so please definitely go and check her out if you haven't already. She is just fantastic and puts out these super high quality videos. She has just really good values, and when it comes to diamond painting, and she's like always been kind of a role model for me. So I'm excited to see what her video on Saturday, what she has to talk about with that. But I will, that means I have just a little bit of breathing room this week and have the space to maybe put together and film that diamond painting for beginners video. Though I keep saying I have, you know, space and mental margin for this week, but like I just told you guys everything I have going on this week. I have 2 IEP meetings and 2 like doctor's appointments for the kids. So no, maybe this will just be a pretty like lighter week. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I know I'm not quite all the way to the hour mark, but I got pretty closer, actually closer than I thought I might, given that I came into this with a headache. But I've been drinking Gatorade, which, I mean, my main association with drinking Gatorade is when I'm like sick, but I had bought some of this. I had bought a few bottles of Gatorade back when a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when I got my second COVID shot. I bought some Gatorade because I thought, oh, this will be a good way to like hydrate. I'd heard a lot of people say like if you drink lots of water, sometimes that has helped with the side effects. So I had thought, and then I was sick, so then I thought, well, I'll buy some Gatorade and like hopefully that'll help. So I had some still in the fridge, and so I thought with this rebound headache that I'm dealing with, like maybe if I drink some Gatorade, you get water on there? Yeah, that's okay. Maybe if I drink some Gatorade, like that'll help me extra hydrate. Or help a little bit more or something with this headache. And I feel like it is, you know, it's cold and it is refreshing, but I don't know. Do you have associations like that with foods or drinks or even smells, where when you eat or smell or taste something that you're like, oh, this throws me right back to when I was sick, or like this time was the only time that I would have this thing or smell this thing. That's how I'm feeling about Gatorade. Is I'm like, I feel like I should be nauseous right now or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking on my butt. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, why don't you put up a book emoji? Because the title of this piece, Time to Spare, comes from like one of the opening songs of this movie, of the movie Tangled, and the line is, and I'll reread the books if I have time to spare. So books, go ahead and put up I think there's books in this piece as well. So if you made it all the way to the end, throw up a book emoji. There's a book emoji. Yes, there's a book emoji. And like I said, thanks for watching. I really hope you guys are having a good start to your week and that you're staying well and taking care of yourself. Gentle reminder to be kind to yourself and be kind to others, since you never know what someone is going through, and these are tough times, you guys. So I hope you have a really good week, and if you enjoyed this video, of course, consider leaving a thumbs up before you click away, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, leave in the comments just how you're doing, book emoji, project that you're working on, that sort of thing. And yeah, I look forward to reading those. Anyway, I hope you guys have a really good week. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.